We previously saw how relational operations are given a value of true or zero. Now let's talk about logical operators. Um, First of all, this is the symbol for each of them. This double ampersand sign for AND logical AND. These two vertical lines for logical OR, and this exclamation mark for logical NOT. So let's start by considering they took the values of true or false of any of the operands, um, and they will return a value of the same type, so true or false also. So logical AND um, has the same semantics as in our spoken language. So and means the occurrence of two or several things, but all of them true or happening. Okay, so let's see the rule for the AND operator. Here we have the two operands A and B and their respective values. So we have the value of false or true in four different cases. So now let's see the return of this operation of logical AND. As you can see, all of them are false except by one, which is true. So whenever the value of all the operands that are applied this operation of AND logical AND are true, if all of them are true, the returning value will be true. If any of them is false, the final result will be false. Okay, so all of them have to be true to return a value of true. So let's say, for instance, here we gave this C the value of 5 and D the value of 2. Now that we are going to evaluate these expressions. This one says C equals to 5. Actually, is doing the comparison is equal to 5 and it is equal, so it is true. But this one says that D is greater than 5, which is false because D is 2. So this one is true and this other one is false. So we have the result here, true, false, and the result will be false. As you can see here, equals to 0, which means false. Now we have a logical OR. This one will return the value of true whenever any of the operands is true. So let's see the table. Here we have operands A and B, and it will be true in all of the cases in which any of the operands is true. So we have a true here, so the result is true. We have true here, so the result is true, and we have true and true. The final result is true. However, if all of the operands are false, the result will be false. Okay, and now the logical NOT. Here we have, okay, what it basically does is that it will invert, will change your true or false value to the opposite. So if you have a value of true and you apply the not logical NOT, it will be false. And if the value is true, you apply the logical NOT and it will be true. Okay, it basically receives only one operand. So just one data or value and it will be you will have the opposite logical value. Okay, now let's do a practice with these logical operators. Let's start with the easiest, which is the logical NOT. Remember that is this exclamation mark. So we're going to use the value of 0 for EL. And let's see what we have here. Obviously, we will have 0. However, if I use the logical not operator, it will change the value to the opposite, which is true. Let's run it. And now we have here 1, which is true. And now let's do another example. Let's say 3 equal to 3, which is true. But this operator will change the value to the opposite, false. As you can see, it worked. Now let's do the logical AND operator. Okay, let's do a statement 3 equals to 3, which is true, and this other one, let's say for instance 0, which is the value of for false. And let's see what happens. Now the value of this EL was the value of false. Why is that? Because one of the operands is false. So remember that in the AND operator, you need all of the operands to be true to get a final result of true. So now we have true and this value 1, which is true. And there you go, a value of true. These operands, besides this logical not, that is OR and logical AND operators, can use more than just 1 or 2 operands. You can use as many operands as you need, and you will have the same rules as long as all the operands are true. You will have a final value of true. So let's see, all of these values are true: 1, 2, 3, and 4 operands, and we have the final value of true. However, if any of the values is 0 or actually is false, you have a final value of 0 or false. So now let's use a different false statement. 3 equals to 9. Because of this operator has a value of false, all of this final operation, this logical AND, will return the value of 0 or false. And we can do the same for the OR operator. Now remember that the OR operator will return the value of 1 or true as long as any of the operands is true. If both are 0, let's change it. If both of them are false, the final result will be false. And as I was telling you, you can use as many operands for AND and OR operator. Now let's give the value of, for instance, it's greater than or equal to 2, which is a true statement. So we will have the value of 1 true, because one of the operators is true. Okay, now let's do a simple combination. Now let's see, we have here at least one true value, but what happens if I apply this logical not operator? It will become a value of 0, so all of them will be false, and the final result will be false. Now let's apply here AND operator, and let's write 7 greater than or equal to 5. So what do we have here? This OR will be the first operand of this group of OR, which is a false, but this other operand is true. So the final result will be false because one of them is false, which is 0. However, if I remove this logical not, this has a value of true, this false, false, but the final value of this OR section will be true. And if I AND this value of true with this other statement which is true, I will have a final value of true.